Okay, so we're talking about the blues today. So we have to give credit where credit's due, always. And the name of that tune is called Muddy Waters, and it's named after the man himself, Muddy Waters. And the blues tradition is just a very deep and complex history, and is full of borrowed or stolen guitar riffs. And we should always look back to the past and see where this stuff came from. So this tune is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to really teach you a lot about the blues. But I just want to make it known that all of the riffs that you just heard have very much been used before, especially that first riff. That you can trace that back to Robert Johnson. Jimi Hendrix used that kind of idea. And the blues was really the birthplace for rock and roll. So we owe a lot to the blues tradition. And as guitar players, it's just such a good thing to learn. And I believe so much sprung from the blues. So that's what we're doing today. So we'll take a look into it, and let's have some fun, all right?
All right, you just heard this one on the electric, but I'm going to teach it on the acoustic. All right, so if you're out there and you wish you had an electric guitar, but you're playing on an acoustic, I feel you. All right, I was there. I started out on an acoustic guitar. It was a while before I even got to play an electric. So here we are. So the very first thing we're going to do in this tune is a really strong thwack of a A power chord. Just like that. And we're going to immediately silence that. Hit it, and quit it. Okay, just like that. That's a power chord, and then we've got this classic blues intro. All right, so we've got a bonus chord today. I'll show you this. This is called a D7, and it's basically an upside down D chord, right? We know our D looks like that. It's like a triangle with the point here. Well, we're going to stick the point over there, and we get a D7. It sounds like this. It sounds like the blues. Okay, so this is first finger on the B string. That's the point of the triangle. And then your third finger on your high E string, fret 2, and your second finger on your G string, fret 2 as well. Okay, that makes the shape, but we're not going to play it here. We're going to bring it way up here to frets 8 and 9. All right, so we're way up on the fretboard. And then this is the picking pattern that I like. I go down on the G, open on the high E, up on the high E, and up on the B. So down, up, up. That feels best to me, and I can play kind of fast that way too. Okay? So this is our first chord shape. We're going to play that picking pattern once. Bring the whole thing down, do it again. Bring it down one more time. And then this little move, we're on G5 with our second finger. Pluck that note, slide up to 6. Slide up, but don't pick the second note. Like that. Okay, and then with your first finger on the fret 5 of the high E string. So it's nice to get these all to sound together. You can shake them a little bit. Okay, so that whole intro, I like to slide into this first chord. That's it. All right, so I want to mention the rhythm on all of this. These little moves here, the rhythm are called triplets. Okay, you'll see those in the music. You'll see a little number 3. Okay, what that's telling you is they're eighth notes. Okay, we know that eighth notes are 2 even beats 2 even rhythms per bar. Per beat. Triplets are 3 even rhythms per beat. Okay, so it's like 1, 2, 3 with each foot stomp, and you should be stomping your foot if you're playing the blues, by the way. So you're going triplet, 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 just like that. Nice, and at the very end of the intro, we're gonna go. Okay, so that's open E, fret 3 with any finger you like. Little bend of that note, sounds good. And then open E again. Okay, so the whole intro, let me back up a little bit. We've got that A power chord, slam the heck out of that, and then immediately silence it. Maybe harder than that. And then good. And then we have this iconic riff, Muddy Waters riff. So if you ever check it out, this comes right from his song Mannish Boy. All right, this is so cool. It goes like this. Okay, so we're just hammering away at the open A string, okay, with this rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. It's like a heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now these are written as eighth notes, okay, but they're played as if it's a triplet with the first note playing a little bit longer and covering up that middle note. So it's like boom, 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 boom. Okay, opposed to our eighth note rhythm, which is just very stiff and even. Da 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 da. Okay, this is more of a heartbeat kind of feel. All right, and you'll get it for sure. See how that's different from right? Okay, so here we go. Open A string. Here's the first few bars of the A section. Then we go over to the D string and do exactly the same thing. Back to the A. Okay, let me talk about the picking. So down on this side, what I'm doing, as I play each note, I immediately silence it with the heel of my hand, okay, like we've talked about before. So this is good practice for this, okay, it gives it a nice staccato kind of sound, okay. If you play it all without the silence, it'll sound like this. Still a good sound, right? Okay, so take your pick, whichever way you like to do it, whatever feels best for you. I like to choke off those notes each time. I think that gives it a good rhythmic sound and feel. Okay, so that carries us through the chords that you'll see on the music for A and then for D, and then we're going to come over to our E where we play this riff. Alright, so check this out. This is open E with that rhythm. 3, 4, fret 2, and then that brings us to the D. I'll do that again. That's a great little move there. Okay, that comes up in some Beatles songs. It comes up in some Roy Orbison songs. All right. So yeah, the blues just totally gave birth to rock and roll, and there's all kinds of good little nuggets in here. All right. So there's that E riff. That brings us to open D, where we're going to do this little walk down. Okay, so do that with me. Open D, 2 of those over to A string fret 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and then A. All right, and then finally the last little bit, we're gonna go. All right, so what did I do right there? This is a cool technique called a hammer-on. So pluck your open D and immediately hammer on your fingertip onto fret 2 without plucking. So you're going to pluck the open D, and the force of your finger coming down on that string makes that sound. It's called a hammer-on because you're literally hammering your finger onto the fretboard. And we're going to do that every time we hit this second fret on the string. Just like that. This one takes a little bit of work. And then finally we go 1, open, 3 on the A, and end with the A. There it is. All right, let's try it. I'll cue up the band here, and we'll do our best to follow along. So you're going to hear the bass, the drums, the electric guitar playing exactly what we're playing, and there's another electric guitar that's playing the same riff, but up here. Okay, some cool little guitar solo stuff happening in the background. Okay, but we're gonna follow this riff all the way through. Do the best you can. Have fun with this. Come back to it anytime you like. All right, so remember, we're gonna start off with that A power chord. This is tribute to Muddy Waters. So get ready. Awesome, nice job. Come back to this anytime. Played a whole bunch, all right?
All right, I hope you're having a good time playing these riffs. I love playing this stuff. It's so much fun. So I just want to take a break and talk about the form of this style of music. Okay, this is a 12-bar blues form. We already talked about the Twinkle Twinkle Sandwich song form. This is the 12-bar blues form, and it comes up in so many different songs, not just in blues styles. So what I want to do is I'm going to put up a picture up on the screen of the chord changes, okay? And you're gonna see they're all kind of color coded, and you're gonna just follow my mouse through the whole thing, like follow the bouncy ball while we listen to this tune. And I want you to get this picture in your brain of where the chords are changing with the music, okay? Because like I said, this is gonna come up so often, all right? So one more thing, we're gonna talk about this a little bit more tomorrow. But instead of the chord letter names, you know, A, D, and E, like we see in the music, you're going to see these numbers, okay? So all these numbers are telling you are the numbers inside the key. Okay, so we're in the key of A, so that means A is number 1, and then they just go in order, okay? So if you think of the alphabet, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is going to be your 4 chord, and E is your 5 chord. Okay, so I did it this way because what we're going to find out tomorrow is that all of the chords inside a key and their arrangement is going to be the same through all 12 keys. So if you can play this riff, you know, in the key of A, with a little bit of guitar trickery, I'll show you how you can play this in different keys. Okay, one more thing I should mention. You see these letter names above the riff and the music, so that's indicating what chord it is. Now I know we're not playing chords, we're playing these riffs, but what that's telling you is the band as a whole is playing, you know, an A chord in these couple of bars, and then we're switching to a D chord. And what's cool about music is there's so many different ways that you can fill that bar. You know, you could just strum a D chord, or you could play this cool riff. Okay, the possibilities are endless. It's kind of like cooking. Like you could cook the same meal 100 different ways, right? So that's the idea. Let's take a look at this 12-bar blues form, and we'll give a listen, and you'll start getting a picture of this song in your imagination. All right, let's go.
All right, the 12-bar blues form. So we want to burn this whole thing into our memory. All right, it's super important. It's going to be very helpful in your guitar playing. Okay, so we're going to play this game, follow the mouse. We're going to listen to this tune. All the ones are our A's, all the fours are the D's, and all the fives are the E's. Okay, so A is our home base. We're in the key of A, so that's number 1. 4 is just a little bit away from home, and then 5 is as far away from home as we can get. So what happens at the end of the 12 bars, right, is you're going to hammer this 5 if you want to go back and start again. Okay, so at the end of this tune, we don't want to end it on 5. That'll just sound very unresolved. We want to end it on 1. So that's what you're going to hear at the very end, okay? So I'll quit yakking and hit play, and let's check this out. The intro is not here, okay? This is all just the meat of it, all right? Here we go. Here it is. A, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Listen for the change. Back to 1. Here comes 5. 1. Triplets on this 5. Triplet, 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 1. That's it, 12-bar blues.